You've spent too much time worrying about how others see you, too much time waiting for approval, too much time shrinking your power just to fit in rooms built for weaker minds. That ends today. You are not here to be liked. You are here to become something powerful. Comment, "I choose myself," if you're ready to make that shift. When you start focusing on yourself, the world will resist. They'll call you selfish, arrogant, cold. Let them talk. Let them whisper. Because the moment you stop needing validation, you start walking in your real strength. Most people fear that kind of power, the power of self-trust. You weren't born to serve opinions. You were born to build something. You were born to rise, to lead, to create. But that requires focus, ruthless focus. The kind of focus that leaves people behind. The kind of focus that burns bridges with guilt and walks forward without apology. The truth is, the world only respects those who don't flinch. People adjust to your energy when you stop explaining it. When you move like you're chosen, they have no choice but to fall in line or fall away. Either way, you win, but only if you stop playing small to make them comfortable. Focus on yourself, not because you're better than anyone, but because you're finally ready to become better than you were yesterday. Let the noise fade. Let the distractions die. Your future demands your full attention, and every second you spend watching others is a second stolen from your own greatness. You don't owe anyone your time. You don't owe anyone your presence. You owe yourself results. You owe yourself respect. You owe yourself the life you've been pretending you didn't want, just because it made others uncomfortable. That's over. The world will adjust. They'll say you've changed. And you will? That's the point. Growth offends those who've chosen comfort. When you stop being who they remember, they panic. But that's not your problem anymore. You're not here to stay familiar. You're here to become unstoppable. You see, most people live in circles, repeating the same patterns, the same excuses, the same weak routines. You can't grow in that. You can't lead in that. You can't become who you're meant to be while surrounding yourself with people who fear change. So leave the circle. Walk the edge. Break the loop. Every time you say yes to yourself, you say no to something that drains you. That's not selfish. That's survival. You can't pour into others if your own cup is dry. Stop feeling guilty for protecting your energy, protecting your time, protecting your future. If they loved you, they'd understand. You want results? Then disappear for a while. Turn off the noise. Stop scrolling through lives that aren't yours. Stop chasing people who wouldn't lose a night of sleep if you failed. Lock in. Build in silence. And when you reappear, let your results do the talking. Discipline is love for yourself in motion. Focus is respect for your potential. You don't need permission to improve. You don't need a cheerleader to stay consistent. You need a mirror, you need a reason, and you need the kind of discipline that doesn't flinch when no one's watching. You've got two choices. Wait for the world to applaud your potential, or wake up and chase it like you've already won. One leads to regret. The other leads to power. And the world will adjust to whichever version of you shows up. People will question your silence. They'll take your distance personally. Let them. They were never meant to understand your grind. Not everyone deserves access to your becoming. Some people are only meant to witness the before, not the after. When you focus on yourself, distractions feel like poison. Gossip tastes like dirt. You begin to crave solitude more than attention. Growth isn't glamorous. It's painful. It's quiet. It's lonely. But it's the birthplace of real power, the kind of power that doesn't chase, it attracts. Stop chasing people who never clapped for you. Stop explaining yourself to minds that were never built to see your vision. Every time you explain your mission to the wrong ears, you delay your momentum. They won't get it. They're not supposed to. That's why it's your path, not theirs. You weren't designed to blend in. You were designed to disrupt. You were built to break patterns, not repeat them. And that kind of focus will always look aggressive to people who've settled. Don't shrink to comfort the average. Stretch into the person you're becoming, even if it makes others uncomfortable. Cut the noise. Kill the distractions. Focus is a weapon, and the enemy of focus is comfort disguised as entertainment. You don't need another dopamine hit. You need a breakthrough, and it won't come from scrolling. It won't come from comparing. It will come from consistency. No one can build this for you. No one can want it for you. You either train your mind or it trains you. You either build your life or become a prisoner inside someone else's. This is war, and the battlefield is your attention. Win there and the world adjusts. Every day you wake up, you're given two paths: build or break, focus or fold, lead or follow. You don't drift into success, you decide your way into it. And that decision happens before the world opens its mouth, before the notifications, before the opinions. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a powerful reason, one that punches harder than your excuses, one that makes your discipline louder than your fear. You're not losing because you lack talent. You're losing because you let distractions steal your drive. People love to talk about goals, but they hate the silence required to achieve them. Everyone wants results, but no one wants the isolation that focus demands. Here's the truth. If you need constant noise to feel alive, you're not building, you're escaping. The ones who win aren't always the smartest. They're the most consistent, the most disciplined, the most focused, the ones who stopped needing to be liked and started needing to be legendary. They don't post about grinding, they grind. They don't talk about being real, they are. You're not here to be understood by the masses. You're here to master yourself. The world bows to those who've mastered the war within. And that war is won when you choose progress over popularity, focus over attention, legacy over noise. Don't wait for the world to make space for you. You make space for yourself. Build so loud in silence they can't ignore the echo. When you focus on yourself, you stop asking for permission and start moving like someone who already owns the room. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Let them call you obsessed. Because obsession builds empires. Focus rewrites bloodlines. The very people mocking your silence today will study your results tomorrow, but only if you don't fold. There will be days when your mind tells you to quit, when your body begs for comfort, when your soul feels alone. That's where most people break, but not you. That's where you sharpen your edge. That's where you lean into the pain and come out unshakable. No one is coming to hand you greatness. You've got to steal it from the grip of comfort. You've got to show up tired, show up angry, show up uncertain, but you show up, because while they're waiting for motivation, you're turning your discipline into domination. The world doesn't give trophies for potential. It gives respect to the disciplined, the focused, the ones who shut the door, silenced the noise, and did the work anyway. You can post about it, or you can produce it, but you can't do both. Every excuse is a brick in the prison you're building around your future. Rip them out, one by one. Replace them with habits, with fire, with clarity. You don't need to feel like it. You need to commit like your life depends on it, because it does. This is what they don't tell you. Focus hurts. Growth isolates. But so does staying average. So does regret. So does waking up 10 years from now realizing you gave your power away to distractions. You choose your pain. One builds you, one buries you. You are not behind. You are just surrounded by people with no direction. That's why you feel off. That's why you feel restless. Your soul knows you're built for more, and it's done playing small to fit in cages made by the lazy. Focus doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means cutting off what weakens you. The empty conversations, the useless habits, the emotional vampires who drain your drive. This is your life, not a rehearsal. If it doesn't build you, it breaks you, cut it. Start walking like your name is already written on the prize. Start acting like the crown already fits your head. The world will test your confidence, but it's only noise. It's only smoke. Your focus, that's fire. And fire doesn't negotiate, it consumes. You've got momentum inside you waiting to be unleashed, but it won't move until you stop negotiating with distractions, until you stop babysitting your comfort zone. You want transformation? Then focus must become your new religion. The old you had chances. The new you builds outcomes. The old you waited. The new you executes. And when people see the shift, they'll say you've changed. Yes, you've upgraded. You've stopped seeking permission from people who stopped growing years ago. Focus on yourself like your life depends on it, because it does. The dreams you buried, dig them out. The fire you dimmed, ignite it. The standard you lowered to be accepted, raise it until the air chokes the uncommitted. This is how the world adjusts when you rise. Most people don't hate you. They hate your discipline. Your silence threatens their comfort. Your ambition reminds them of everything they've avoided. When you choose focus, you expose their excuses, and they will resent you for it. Let them. You are not here to be relatable. You are here to be undeniable. Stop apologizing for your progress. Stop dimming your intensity to keep weak people comfortable. Your strength was never meant to fit in. It was meant to stand out and lead. You don't need more advice. You need more execution. The answers aren't in another video. They're in your habits. They're in your calendar. They're in the hours you give away to things that have no return. Reclaim your time. Reclaim your life. The people who warned you about being too focused, where are they now? Still broke, still waiting, still talking? Don't be like them. Be the one who disappeared and came back unrecognizable. Be the one they can't figure out because you stopped announcing every step. You want peace? Earn it through progress. You want respect? Earn it through results. You want freedom? Earn it through discipline. Focus is the seed. Everything you want grows from it. Water it with consistency. Protect it with boundaries. Guard it with everything. And when the world finally starts paying attention, don't look back. Don't slow down. Don't explain. Let them adjust to the upgraded you, the focused you, the version of you who stopped watching, stopped waiting, and started walking like they were already chosen. There will come a day when they speak your name with respect, not because you asked for it, but because your focus demanded it. You didn't beg, you didn't chase, you just built, and the results made the noise you stayed silent to protect. You won't need to explain yourself. The work will, the discipline will, the life you created will. That's what happens when you stop scattering your energy and start aiming it like a weapon. Focus turns ordinary people into giants. Look at where your attention has gone. Audit it. Every scroll, every conversation, every wasted hour, those are stolen bricks from your own empire. You're not out of time. You're just out of excuses. Real focus starts with brutal honesty. You either train your focus or your distractions train you. And the truth? Most people aren't failing because they don't have a dream. They're failing because they never locked in. They touched greatness, then let go, because comfort whispered louder than discipline. But not you. Not anymore. The moment you commit fully, the moment you eliminate what weakens you and elevate what sharpens you, the game changes. You become dangerous, not to others, but to your own doubt. And once that dies, everything else bows. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.